Officer Emma Thompson tapped her fingers on the steering wheel of her patrol car. It had been a long day with nothing but small problems. The black BMW rolling through a stop sign gave her something to do at last. Emma turned on her lights and pulled the car over. As she walked up to the car, she saw the driver was a black woman in nice clothes looking annoyed. Emma felt herself get tense. "License and registration," Emma said, not being friendly. "May I ask why I'm being stopped?" the woman asked calmly. Rolling stop. "License and registration now." Emma's voice got sharp. The woman sighed and reached for her purse. "I was at a complete stop, officer." "That's not what I saw. Step out of the car." "Is that really necessary? I'm already late for out now." Emma put her hand on her belt. The woman got out of the car slowly, holding her ID card. "Officer, I think there's been a mistake." Emma looked at the ID but didn't really read it. "Put your hands on the hood. This is not right. Hands on the hood," Emma shouted, getting angry. Another car drove by slowly, people inside watching what was happening. Emma felt her face get hot with anger and something else. Maybe shame? "I know my rights," the woman said firmly. "And you're not following proper rules. Are you fighting me?" Emma reached for her handcuffs. "I'm telling the truth," the woman said, her voice steady even though her hands were shaking. "And I'm asking you to look at my ID properly." Emma put the handcuffs on the woman. "You're under arrest for not following orders." "This is wrong," the woman said. "You'll see." Emma put the woman in the back of her police car. In her mind, this was just another person causing trouble. She didn't know that this stop would change her life forever. On the drive to the police station, the woman sat quietly. Emma kept looking in her mirror at her. Something about the woman's calm made Emma feel uneasy. "You know," the woman said finally, "this isn't about the stop sign. We both know that." "Be quiet," Emma said, but her voice wasn't as strong now. At the station, Emma brought the woman to the booking desk. Officer Thomas Parker looked up from the desk and his eyes got wide. "Emma, do you know who you've arrested?" "Just another person with a bad attitude," Emma said. Thomas turned his screen so Emma could see. On it was a picture of the woman, the same woman now sitting handcuffed in the chair. Next to the picture were the words, "State Senator Alexandra Bennett, Chair of Public Safety Committee." Emma's stomach dropped. She felt cold all over. She had arrested a state senator, someone important who worked on laws about police. "She kept telling me to check her ID," Emma whispered. "And you didn't listen," Senator Bennett said from across the room. "Just like you didn't listen when I said I stopped at that sign." Thomas quickly took off the handcuffs. "Senator Bennett, I am so sorry about this." "Please call the chief," Senator Bennett said. "We need to talk about what happened here today." Emma stood frozen, realizing what she had done. She had let her feelings about the woman's race affect how she treated her. Now she might lose her job, and she deserved to. "Officer Thompson," Senator Bennett said, "tomorrow morning 9 a.m. I want you in the chief's office with me. Bring your body camera footage." Emma nodded, unable to speak. She watched as Senator Bennett was escorted to a private room to wait for the chief. Thomas looked at Emma with disappointment. "What were you thinking?" "I wasn't thinking," Emma said. "That's the problem." As Emma sat at her desk writing up the report, she knew her career might be over. But more importantly, she knew she had to face the truth about herself, why she had really pulled over that car, why she had been so quick to arrest the woman. It wasn't about a stop sign. It was about the color of Senator Bennett's skin. Emma had a long night ahead, thinking about what kind of person she had become and if she could ever make things right. The end. The next morning, Emma arrived at the police station early. Her stomach hurt from worry. She had not slept all night. She watched her body camera video 3 times. Each time she saw the same thing. The BMW had stopped completely at the sign. She had been wrong. Emma sat outside the chief's office, waiting. Chief Williams was a fair man, but he was also tough. At exactly 9 o'clock, Senator Bennett walked down the hall, She wore a dark blue suit and walked with confidence. Emma stood up quickly. "Good morning, Officer Thompson," Senator Bennett said in a calm voice. "Good morning, Senator," Emma replied. Her mouth felt dry. Chief Williams opened his door. "Please come in, both of you." Inside the office, two other people waited, Deputy Chief Robert Brown and Lisa Green from Internal Affairs. Emma felt her heart beating fast. "We've all watched the body camera footage," Chief Williams said. "Emma, would you like to explain what happened yesterday?" Emma took a deep breath. "I made a mistake. I thought Senator Bennett didn't stop at the sign, but the video shows she did. I was wrong." "The stop was the first mistake," Senator Bennett said. "But what happened after was worse." They watched the video again on the chief's screen. Emma saw herself getting angry for no reason. She saw herself not really looking at the ID. She saw herself putting handcuffs on a woman who had done nothing wrong. "Officer Thompson," Senator Bennett said, "why did you really pull me over?" Emma wanted to say it was just about the stop sign. She wanted to make excuses. But as she looked at everyone in the room, she knew she had to tell the truth. "I saw a black woman in an expensive car and I made judgments," Emma said quietly. "I've never done that before. At least I didn't think I had. But watching this video, I can see that's exactly what I did." The room was quiet for a long moment. "At least you're honest now," Senator Bennett said. "Do you know what I do on the Public Safety Committee?" Emma shook her head. "I write laws about police training, about bias in police work, about the very thing that happened yesterday, Senator," Bennett explained. "Every day people who look like me get pulled over for no real reason. The difference is most of them don't have the power I have to fight back." Emma felt tears in her eyes. "I'm so sorry, Senator." Chief Williams spoke next. "Emma, you'll be suspended for 2 weeks without pay. When you come back, you'll take our new training course on bias in policing. If there are any more incidents like this, you will lose your job." Emma nodded. It was fair, maybe even too fair. Senator Bennett looked at Emma for a long time. Then she said something Emma didn't expect. "I'd like Officer Thompson to help with our community outreach program when she returns." Everyone looked surprised, especially Emma. "Why would you want that?" Emma asked. "Because people who learn hard lessons often become the best teachers," Senator Bennett said. "And because running away from problems doesn't fix them." After the meeting, Emma walked out to her car. She felt both terrible and relieved. As she reached for her door, she heard footsteps behind her. "Officer Thompson," Senator Bennett called. Emma turned around. "Yes, Senator?" "I meant what I said in there. I think you can learn from this." "Why are you being so kind to me?" Emma asked. "You could have had me fired." "Getting you fired wouldn't solve the bigger problem," Senator Bennett said. "And I believe people can change when they face their mistakes honestly." "I don't know if I deserve another chance," Emma admitted. "Everyone deserves a chance to become better," Senator Bennett said. "6 weeks from now, we're having a community meeting about police and community relations. I'd like you to speak about what you've learned." Emma felt scared at the thought of standing up in front of people and talking about her mistake. But she knew she needed to do it. "I'll be there," Emma promised. As Senator Bennett walked away, Emma sat in her car and cried. She had always thought of herself as a good person, a fair officer. Now she had to face the truth about herself and the unfair thought she didn't even know she had. Her suspension would start tomorrow. 2 weeks to think about who she was and who she wanted to become. It would be hard, but for the first time since yesterday, Emma felt something like hope. Maybe this terrible mistake could lead to something good after all. The end Emma's 2 weeks of suspension felt like 2 months. She spent most days at home thinking about what had happened. She read books about bias and watched videos about people's experiences with unfair police stops. Each story made her heart hurt more. How many times had she done something like this before and not even noticed? On the 3rd day, Emma visited her parents. Her father had been a police officer too, and she worried about what he would say. "I messed up, Dad," Emma said over dinner. She told them the whole story. Her father was quiet for a long time. "When I was on the force, we didn't talk about these things," he finally said. "Maybe we should have." Are you disappointed in me? Emma asked. No, he said. I'm proud you're facing this. That's what good officers do. They face hard truths. Emma's mother reached across the table and held her hand. We all have things to learn, love. When Emma returned to work, things were different. Some officers avoided her. Others were too nice, which felt strange. Officer Thomas Parker, who had been at the booking desk that day, sat with her at lunch. How are you doing? He asked. I'm nervous about the training, Emma admitted. Don't be. It's actually helpful, Thomas said. Made me think about things I never considered before. The bias training class started that afternoon. 20 officers sat in a room, some looking bored, others curious. The teacher was a tall black man named James Wilson, a former officer who now taught at the police academy. I'm not here to make anyone feel bad, James said at the start. I'm here to help us all be better officers. Over the next week, Emma learned about how people make quick judgments without realizing it. She learned how small actions can hurt people deeply. She learned that being a good person and having bias could both be true at the same time. One exercise. Hit Emma hard. James showed pictures of different people and asked the officers to say the first word that came to mind. Emma was shocked at her own thoughts. Where did these ideas come from? This is normal, James explained. The important thing is what we do with these thoughts. Do we let them control our actions, or do we question them? After class on Friday, Emma stayed behind to talk to James. I have to speak at a community meeting in 2 weeks, she told him. About what happened with Senator Bennett. I'm scared. James nodded. It's good to be scared. It means you care. What if they hate me? Emma asked. Some might, James said honestly. But showing up matters. Listening matters. The next week, Emma joined the community outreach program. Senator Bennett had arranged for officers to meet with local groups in her district. Emma's first meeting was at a church basement with parents and teenagers. Emma sat quietly at first, just listening. A mother talked about teaching her son what to do if stopped by police. A teenage boy shared how officers followed him in stores. An older man described being pulled over 3 times in 1 month for no reason. When it was Emma's turn to speak, her voice shook. I'm here because I made a mistake, she began. I treated someone unfairly because of how they looked. I'm learning that this happens more than I wanted to believe. I'm here to listen and learn. She expected anger. Instead, people asked questions. Hard questions, yes, but they were talking to her. One woman named Margaret came up after the meeting. My son wants to be a police officer, Margaret said. But I worry about how the job might change him. Maybe he'll be part of changing the job instead, Emma suggested. That night, Emma wrote down everything she had heard. She wanted to remember every story, every face. This would be part of her speech at the community meeting. As the days passed, Emma worked her regular shifts but also spent time in the community. She met with school groups and visited a senior center. Everywhere she went, she listened more than she talked. The night before the big community meeting, Senator Bennett called Emma. Are you ready for tomorrow? She asked. Not really, Emma admitted. But I'll be there. Good, Senator Bennett said. Remember, this isn't about making yourself feel better. It's about making things better. Emma looked at her notes for her speech. She had rewritten it 10 times. Nothing seemed right. Finally, she put the paper away. Tomorrow, she would speak from her heart. She would tell the truth about her mistake and what she was learning. It wouldn't be perfect, but it would be honest. That night, Emma slept better than she had in weeks. Something was changing inside her. She was afraid, but also hopeful. The end. The community center was packed with people. Emma stood at the back, watching as chairs filled up. There were community members of all ages, police officers in uniform, local business owners, and even a few reporters. Senator Bennett was at the front, talking with Chief Williams and other important people. Emma's hands were shaking. She was wearing her uniform because Senator Bennett had asked her to. It's important they see the person behind the badge, she had said. Now Emma wished she could hide in plain clothes instead. A young officer named David walked up to Emma. "Heard you're speaking tonight," he said. "Yes," Emma replied. "I'm nervous. Most of us are behind you," David said. "What happened to you could have happened to any of us. We're all learning." Emma appreciated his words, but she knew not everyone felt that way. Some officers thought she had betrayed the force by admitting her mistake so publicly. At 7 o'clock, the meeting began. Senator Bennett welcomed everyone and explained why they were there. "We're not here to point fingers," she said. "We're here to build bridges between our police force and our community. We all want the same thing, to feel safe and respected." Several people spoke. A community leader talked about good experiences with police. A young man described being afraid every time he saw a police car. Chief Williams talked about new training programs. Each speaker got polite applause. Then it was Emma's turn. Senator Bennett introduced her. "Officer Emma Thompson has shown great courage in the past month. She made a mistake, but instead of making excuses, she chose to learn and grow. Please welcome her." As Emma walked to the front, her legs felt weak. She stood at the microphone and looked out at all the faces. Some looked angry, others curious. She took a deep breath. "My name is Officer Emma Thompson. 6 weeks ago, I pulled over Senator Bennett for running a stop sign, except she didn't run it. I thought she did, but she didn't. My body camera showed the truth." Emma paused. The room was very quiet. I could blame being tired that day, or busy, or stressed. But the truth is, I saw a black woman in an expensive car and I made judgments I shouldn't have made. When she tried to show me her ID, I didn't really look at it. I was rude. I was unfair. I was wrong. Emma saw some people nodding. Others sat, with their arms crossed. I've been a police officer for 5 years. I always thought I treated everyone the same. But when I watched that video, I saw something different. I saw bias I didn't know I had. A man in the back called out, "So now you want us to feel sorry for you?" Emma shook her head. "No, sir. I don't want pity. I want to do better. And I want other officers to learn from my mistake." She told them about the training she'd been through, about the community meetings where she'd mostly just listened, about all she was learning. "I can't change what I did," Emma said, "but I can change what I do next. And so can all of us." When Emma finished speaking, there was no applause at first, just silence. Then an elderly woman in the front row started clapping slowly. Others joined in. Not everyone, but many. After the official meeting ended, people broke into small groups for discussion. Emma stood awkwardly, not sure where to go. Then a teenage boy approached her. "Officer Thompson, I'm Marcus. I have a question." "Yes?" Emma said, relieved someone wanted to talk to her. "Do you think things will really change? Or is this just talk?" It was a fair question. Emma thought about it. "Change is hard," she said, honestly. "But I'm changing. And if I can change, others can too." Marcus nodded slowly. "My dad says I should never trust police. But maybe some of you are trying." "Some of us are," Emma agreed. "Not all, but some. And hopefully more each day." Throughout the evening, Emma had many conversations. Some were uncomfortable. One woman told Emma about being pulled over 3 times in 1 month. A man described how officers had made his son lie on the ground for no reason. Emma mostly listened. Near the end of the night, Chief Williams found Emma. "Good job tonight," he said. "Thank you, sir," Emma replied. "I have a proposal for you," the chief said. "We're starting a new unit focused on community relations and bias training. I'd like you to be part of it." Emma was surprised. "Really? After what I did?" "Because of what you did after what you did," the chief explained. "You owned your mistake, and you're working to be better. That's exactly who should be teaching others." As Emma drove home that night, she felt something she hadn't felt in weeks. Pride. Not pride in what she had done to Senator Bennett. That still made her ashamed. But pride in how she was trying to make things right. There was a long road ahead. One speech wouldn't fix everything. But it was a start. The end 3 months had passed since the community meeting. Emma now worked part-time with the new community relations unit while still doing regular police work. Today she was giving a training session to new officers. The room was full of young faces, all watching her carefully. "This isn't just about rules," Emma explained. "It's about seeing people, as people first, not as problems." Emma shared her story with the new officers. She didn't hide anything. She told them about pulling over Senator Bennett, about not checking the ID properly, about making judgments based on race. The new officers listened quietly. "I thought I was a good officer before this happened," Emma said. "And in many ways, I was. But I had blind spots I didn't see. We all have them." After the training, a young officer named Beth came up to Emma. "That was brave, sharing your story like that," Beth said. "It gets easier each time," Emma replied. "And it helps me remember." Emma's phone buzzed. It was a message from Senator Bennett. "Can you meet me at Riverside Park at 3 o'clock today? I have something to show you." Emma was curious. She and the senator had worked together on several projects in recent months, but they usually met at the senator's office or at community events. At 3 o'clock, Emma arrived at the park. It was a sunny day and many people were out enjoying the weather. She spotted Senator Bennett sitting on a bench near the river. "Thank you for coming, Senator," Bennett said as Emma sat down. "Of course, what's going on?" Emma asked. "Look around," Senator Bennett said. "What do you see?" Emma looked. Children were playing. Families were having picnics. An older couple walked hand in hand. "I see people enjoying the park," Emma said. "Exactly, people. Not black people or white. People or any other label first. Just people living their lives," Senator Bennett said. "This is what we're working for. A world where everyone can just be, without fear." They sat quietly for a moment watching the scene. "I have news," Senator Bennett said. "The new police training program has been approved for the whole state. Every officer will go through the same training you did." Emma felt a rush of pride. She had helped create parts of that training. "That's wonderful," Emma said. "It won't fix everything, but it's a start." "There's more," Senator Bennett continued. "We want you to help train the trainers. You'd travel to different cities, sharing your experience and teaching others how to lead these sessions." Emma was surprised. "Me? But I'm the one who made the mistake." "And that's exactly why it should be you," Senator Bennett said. "Your story changes people. I've watched it happen." As they talked about the details, a young black boy rode his bike near them. He lost control and fell right in front of their bench. Emma immediately got up to help him. "You okay, buddy?" she asked, helping him up. The boy looked at her uniform with wide eyes. He seemed scared. "It's all right," Emma said gently. "Did you hurt anything?" The boy's mother rushed over. "Jason, are you okay?" "I'm fine, Mom," the boy said. He looked at Emma again. "Thank you, officer." After they left, Senator Bennett smiled. 6 months ago, that might have gone very differently. "Yes," Emma agreed. "I might have seen his fear as something else. I might have made the situation worse without even knowing it." They walked through the park, talking about the new program. Senator Bennett explained that Emma would need to take special classes to become a trainer. "It's a big commitment," Senator Bennett warned, "and some people will never forgive your mistake." "I know," Emma said. "But if we wait for perfect people to make change, we'll be waiting forever." As they reached the parking lot, they saw Officer Thomas Parker getting out of his car with his family. "Emma," Thomas called. "Senator Bennett, meet my family, my wife Diane and our twins." After introductions, Thomas's wife said, "Emma, Thomas tells me you're the one who changed the training program. It's made such a difference in how he talks about his work." Emma felt her face get warm. "I'm just part of a bigger change." As they said goodbye, Senator Bennett put her hand on Emma's shoulder. 6 months ago, I was angry when you pulled me over," she said. "I thought you were just another officer who saw my skin before seeing me. But now I see that moment differently. Sometimes our worst moments lead to our best work." Emma nodded. "I'm still sorry it happened." "I know," Senator Bennett said. "But I'm not sorry about what came after." Emma drove home feeling hopeful. She knew there was still so much work to do, One training program wouldn't solve everything. She would still make mistakes, but now she knew how to learn from them. That evening, Emma sat on her porch, watching the sunset. She thought about all the changes in the past 6 months. In her work, in her thinking, in herself. The journey wasn't over. In many ways, it was just beginning. But for the first time in a long time, Emma believed things could really change.